Let's talk about where value will accrue in the AI stack. I remember debating this question with my wonderful partners at Sequoia at the time. I was personally the midwit in the middle of this chart, saying like, I don't know about the GPT wrappers. And I remember my partners, Pat in particular, were adamant that the value was going to accrue to the application layer. And I remember thinking like, okay, Pat, sure, good luck with that. But having seen how the last few years have played out, I think you were right, Pat. You belong over here, good job. If you see where value is being created, if you see companies like Harvey and Open Evidence really creating that customer-backed value, we very much believe that the application layer is where the value will ultimately accrue, and that the battleground is intensifying in this layer of the stack, with the foundation models increasingly competing here. Okay, quick aside, the joke's actually on all of us, because the real undisputed king of the stack who was making all the dollars was the GOAT himself, Jensen Huang, who we're excited to hear from shortly. Okay, back to the application layer. We now think that the first cohort of AI's killer apps has emerged, whether it's ChatGPT, Harvey, Glean, Sierra, Cursor, Abridge. But there's a whole set of new companies on the rise across a very rich and diverse set of end markets, including Listen Labs, including Open Evidence. We're excited to feature many of you today. Another prediction is that many of these new companies will be agents first, and that the agents these companies are selling will evolve from prototypes that are often just pieced together today to ones that are really robust. And we see two paths that companies are taking to build that. Path one, orchestration with rigorous testing and evals. Path two, agents tuned on end-to-end tasks. And we're excited to hear more on this from both Harrison of LangChain and Isa of OpenAI today. Our next prediction on the shape of agent companies in 2025 is vertical agents. Vertical agents are a wonderful opportunity for startup founders who deeply understand the domain. And we see companies creating agents that are trained end-to-end to excel in a very specific workflow, using techniques including reinforcement learning on synthetic data and user data to make AI systems very performant at very specific tasks. And the evidence we've seen so far makes us really optimistic. In security, Expo is now showing that they have an agent that can outperform human penetration testers. In DevOps, Traversal is showing that they can create an AI troubleshooter that is better than the best human troubleshooters. Same goes in networking with Meter and networking engineers. And so all these data points, they're early, but they make us very optimistic that vertical agents trying to solve a very specific problem can outperform the best humans today. One final prediction on agents in 2025. We're entering an abundance era. Code, as the first market category to tip, will offer us a preview into what that abundance era actually means. What happens when labor is cheap and plentiful? Are we going to get a bunch of AI slop? And what happens when taste becomes the scarce asset? We're excited to see the continued progress of coding agents and what that does to the technology landscape, but also as a harbinger for how other industries will be changed by AI. I'll turn it over to Konstantin.
Thank you, Sonia.